Hey guys, I made a video recently talking about the real reason WoWs is hard for beginners. And in that video, I talked briefly about elitism in World of Warships. And my recent videos where I talk about submarine ping indicator mechanics showcases the exact thing that I'm trying to push against. In these in particular videos, we figured out why beginners can't be submarines, and the other video on the broken submarine ping indicator, there were loads of comments saying how this has been known for years, this was in a dev blog, this is information that's been around forever. Besides the YouTube comments, I also had somebody send me a clip of where they asked the World of Warships EU stream, the two CMs there, they asked them about if they saw the video I made about we figured out why beginners can't beat submarines, and they asked about the ping indicator as well. And this is what Barcone said about the ping indicators that I was showcasing in that video.
What I wanted to say is that phenomenon is kinda not new. And
Oh no! I don't think it's something that we are considering as a bug, or it might be an unusual thing.
It's kinda was like that forever, and
Yes,
it's
yes.
kinda normal behavior to the pings. Maybe it is a bit inconsistent.
Okay, so after hearing that, so we have the comment sections from YouTube talking about how this feature's been around forever, right? As well as Wargaming CM saying how this is typical behavior for the pings, maybe a little inconsistent. It's been around forever. It's not new, right? So if this information is not new, and it's also not it's within normal means of the pings, maybe a little inconsistent, right? But well, where would they know about this information in game? So in game, where would a newer player or someone that isn't as well versed in games, where would they find this information about this RNG mechanic for ping indicators? Where do new players see this information in game? In the help section, there is submarines aren't even listed in there, okay? And there is no information about the ping indicator in game that tells you that there's a built-in RNG mechanic at all, by the way. Also, their submarine video, it briefly covers ping indicator and says nothing about the distance that it's supposed to be. Now, I did just make a video talking about how it works, ASW, where I go into great detail talking about how the ping indicator works, the distance where it's at, and so on and so forth. I go in great detail about it. But this is the exact thing I'm pushing against. The community has a large issue where if someone doesn't know something, they're stupid. They should know better. They should be able to go look up a dev blog from 3 years ago. They should be able to go to a wiki and read the information there. But new players or people who've been playing the game for not that long aren't going to know that these information sources are even a thing. They're not going to be able to go there and even see this information. And this is why I'm trying to push people to see that we need, and I had this problem too, okay? As someone that had this problem, I had it where if someone didn't know something, I thought they were just dumb. How did they not know this mechanic even existed? Right? Like, how did this new person or new player not know not to go or push against this thing or know about this? And there's so many mechanics that are like that are built into the game that are not described or given any bit about of information where a player can counter it as like a new player. You essentially have to be playing the game for years to be able to understand how to counter some mechanics, like raiders through islands or hydro through islands, stuff like that, and how plane spotting and all that works too. Because a lot of the WoW's information is very outdated. Their videos are outdated for spotting, for modules, and tons of other information as well, including the submarines. And on a lot of new mechanics, they just do not have videos covering them at all. That's why I've been working very hard to start working on a new How It Works series, where I'll be going over all of the old mechanics in the game, like spotting, ASW, anything that World of Warships covered, but make an updated version. So I'll be watching their videos, reacting to them, talking about what's changed, stuff like that, as well as having my editor work on new videos where I talk about like new mechanics, new things that aren't being covered, like combat instructions, timed consumables. There's so many things that World of Warship doesn't cover in game that no wonder a lot of new players have no idea what they're doing. Like how it works, battleships or cruisers, destroyers. It doesn't properly give any kind of backbone on the understanding of these classes. How do you expect new players or people that aren't really used to this type of game to understand that particular role, right? Like, how do they know better? And the answer is they don't. So I'm trying to push against this kind of vet player mentality because I used to be that way. And as a CC for World of Warships, I'm trying really hard to help newer players or people that aren't as experienced with the game to be able to understand it in basic information, literally just being given like, just basic information. It's not being spoon-fed. It's just that you're just trying to give them basic information on things that the game itself is not giving them. So in the comments of this video, I want you guys to try to help give me input on how I can help do this. I'm trying really hard to make these how it works guides for beginner players or people that just people that don't understand the mechanics, right? Because there's a lot of mechanics where they're so briefly talked about. Like, how do you expect people to know this? How do they expect people to understand these mechanics, right? And you don't. If you don't play the game all the time, you're not going to be able to understand it. That's why in the patch videos from now on, whenever I talk about patches, I talk about at the very bottom some balance changes that they do instead of just leaving that out, because there's a lot of balancing changes that are just never mentioned at all anywhere else besides the actual patch thing info when they're showcasing the patch. And it makes it really difficult to be able to talk about things or being able to give the information the proper showcasing that it needs to. So, and I feel really bad too, because as a CC, I feel like I've let the community down over time as a fact that I have not been pushing for this kind of thing sooner, because I didn't realize just how bad the help section and the video tutorials were. I never thought to go and look at them. I never thought to look from a new player perspective. And as a CC for World of Warships, I'm trying really hard to be better, to help the game succeed, because we need new blood in the game. We need new players to be able to play the game, to understand the game, right? And we need them to be able to be given the information to be able to counter us veteran players that have been playing the game forever. They need to have some kind of backbone to where it took us years to be able to understand these new mechanics and old mechanics in the game forever. How do you expect new players to be able to understand a mechanic that's not even talked about? Like, for instance, the fact that if you use your depth charges, that your splashes from the water is spotted even if the ship is dark, right? Or the fact that if you leave your anti-air on, they can see where you're roughly at when your anti-air's on, stuff like that. There's so many hidden things. Oh, also the fact that in campaigns, you can repeat missions to get more stars in it, to be able to go get the final reward. There's so much hidden mechanics and hidden things in this game that they haven't paid. It's not like they haven't paid attention to it. They are updating the wiki. They are doing that. So it's showing that they are pushing, updating their information. They are pushing for it, which is really good, which means that we're doing a really good job help showcasing to them that we need this game more beginner friendly. And they're also showcasing more dispersion things on the wiki as well, and they're updating more mechanics and helping show more of the actual basic in-game information they've been wanting forever. So at some point, all of that information is from the wiki is going to go into the game at some point, hopefully. And when that does, it'll make the game way more beginner friendly. I'm just trying to help players, or including myself, be able to think from a new player perspective, to be able to help, not like you don't have to guide them, is just to be more friendly to them in a way, right? Like, yeah, like they're going to make mistakes. And at the same time, if they just rush it and die at tier 10, I can understand that completely. It's very, very, very annoying, right? They should not be rushing up the tiers and doing that. Like, yeah, that's very annoying. But in the lower tiers, like tier 5, 7, and below, where people are learning, that should be more welcoming tiers. And the higher tiers can be more competitive for randoms. And of course, there's PvE too. And PvE is a good welcoming place of the game as well. And people can play PvE or PvP. But a lot of the time, people are just with the mentality where if you don't know something, you're bad. you should just know better. Like, for instance, in operations, there's no guides for operations anywhere. So how would they even know where to go or where to focus or what the missions even are in operations, right? There's no kind of simple tutorial or things talking about it, anything in that way. Also, for brawls is really random, where it doesn't showcase what special things are going on for brawls. So right now there's like a really or there was last week a really funny brawl going on where you just had ships going 100 knots. People don't know that that's going on in game. They would only know it if they actually read all the information for the patch. And let's just be realistic here. Who's going to read all that? Most people aren't, okay? So I think they should have it where in the brawl section, it says when you click on it, it says what special things are going on or what's changed in that to make it more unique, because they like throwing in random brawls here and there for fun. So I wish they'd kind of include that a little bit more. But overall, the point of this video is to help point out the vet player mentality, including myself. This video is also a call to myself to make me think more from a new player perspective, or someone that isn't like used to the game, right? I'm trying to help myself think more from a new player perspective to be able to help newer players, to be more beginner friendly. And that's what I'm trying to do here as well. And I think that a lot of CCs as well should also try to think from this perspective as well, to be more welcoming to the game. And I think overall this will make the game way better. It'll help grow the game as well. So yes, make sure to write in the comments if you guys agree with me, if you don't. But I do have videos talking about all these topics as well, with the real reason Warships is hard for beginners, as well as the 2 submarine ping indicator videos as well. So, but yeah, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. Make sure to push this out. Let me know if I hit the nail on the head with things or if I'm thinking in a wrong way, because I'm trying to be as open-minded as possible with this. So just let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.